We're here because it was a tragedy what happened on Wednesday. And I felt like a canary in the coal mine for a really long time. And we come out to protest often. And it's just tragic that it took something this horrible to bring even more people together. We should all be together.
I work in Green Central, and every morning when I see my students coming with very sad faces, very worried about their parents, that they are never going to see them again. I'm tired about that. It's not fair for our children. It's not fair that children have sad faces every day and be afraid.
My Irish ancestors were persecuted when they first arrived, not differently than my friends who are helping me at the job site.
We need to be here. We need to be able to support our neighbors and our loved ones. And we have so little power in this country. We do have the right to stand up and say this is wrong.
I'm out here protesting ICE here today. You know, it's part of our American freedom to do so. They're harming our communities, harming our neighbors, really destroying everything that we here in Minneapolis have built, and we have built strong. And if they think that they can take it away from us that easy, they're completely crazy, because this is who we are. This is Minneapolis. We love thy neighbor.
I think this is definitely our civil duty. I think it's really important to be out, and I think there's also a lot of ways to help the cause without going out. You know, I think safety is the biggest thing right now. Taking care of yourself, taking care of your neighbors, because you can't fight if you're getting taken or if you're not taking care of yourself. So I think that's really, really important right now.
Yeah, we really just have to stand up for our community and each other right now, because we're all we have.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the greater the anger and the greater the hatred, the greater the love that comes out of it. And I think it's really important to be connecting with the community right now. I know a lot of people are feeling really isolated and really scared, but we have events like this that can kind of bring our faith back in humanity a little bit. Definitely. Yeah. This shows us that change is possible.
Yep, all we really want is ICE out of our state, out of our country. That's all we really want.
Reminder that we're all on stolen land, and all of us are immigrants, except for natives. So, I mean, that puts things into perspective. It's okay that people are, unable to come out too. I know a lot of people are feeling really scared about coming out right now. And I think it's so important to remember that there's so many other ways to contribute, because, putting yourself in danger is not always the best option, especially people with physical disabilities or, people with trauma and all of those things. I think it's very valid to stay home too right now and forgive yourself for not going out. Sign petitions, educate people around you, donate to causes, volunteer. Talk to your lawmakers, vote. There are so many ways. Also, the whistle thing, 3 short, beep, beep, beep in succession means that ICE is in the area. And a long whistle, beep, 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 means that ICE is taking somebody in the area.
If we don't all show up, then they're gonna think it's okay to just kill people in the streets. And that is not okay. It's just so sad that it's come to this. And we have to take action collectively, otherwise the future could be pretty bleak. And it's a lot easier to stop it now than when it gets worse. The state police need to arrest Jonathan Ross. This can't be allowed to happen. There needs to be justice.
To stand up for my people, for the people who are afraid to walk out of their doors, for the people who don't have a voice to stand up for themselves. We're here for all gente, all creeds, all color. And if you got a problem with it, vete a la chingada, migra.
I was born here in Minneapolis. Both of our parents are immigrants. They migrated in the 80s. Luckily, they have status, so we're lucky enough to have been born here. And so the reason I'm out here is to give voice to those who look like me, who are scared, who are afraid of stepping out of their home, who are only here to get a better life. And I don't think it's very fair for ICE to come in and terrorize our neighborhoods, our peaceful community that we've had here for years. And I really want ICE to get out of here, to get their political agenda out of here, and really, come together as a community and tell people that we're not stepping down, that we're here, that we're angry, we're frustrated, we're sad, we're mad, and it feels good to be out here in the community and see people out here really step up for our immigrant neighbors who don't have that voice right now.
I'm out here today in south side of Minneapolis, where my family lives. I grew up here in the Twin Cities. I am an enrolled member of the Northern Cheyenne Nation, but I'm also Oglala Lakota. And I'm out here today to show the federal government that we will not stand for you terrorizing our communities. We will no longer sit around while you come and take our people. It's happened since the beginning of this country. We've seen the US use its power to terrorize our people.
I work as an educator, and I'm here today because a lot of my students are very fearful of what's going on in Minnesota right now with what happened at Roosevelt High School and with reports of what's happening at other high schools throughout the state. It's causing a lot of anxiety with my students. So I just am here to show support and make sure like ICE gets the fuck out. Like they don't belong here. They're making everybody scared. It's bad.
Yeah, I'm just anti-fascist. I mean, everything that's going on in this country right now, I think it's been ridiculous, but it's coming to a point where, you know, you can't just be at home and not do anything. You have to be out here. You have to say something. You have to spread awareness, and we have to make change.
We're also here as the second generation for speaking for the ones that can't speak. So, and we advise all the ones that can to come out and join us because we're all fighting for the same thing.
Well, we're the Socialist Workers Party, and we're out here today raising the amnesty for all undocumented workers. We also say that we should condemn Washington's attack on Venezuela, U.S. out now. And wherever workers are fighting for their rights, that's where we travel. We're pointing to what's happening in Iran with the protests. And we also defend Israel's right to exist as a refuge for Jews and explain that there'll never be any advance for Jews and Arabs to work together unless Hamas is gone. So this is our program. We're out here today standing up with people. We also don't advise people to block ICE, chase them, video them, because it can get you killed. Under bourgeois democracy, that's breaking the law in the United States of America. So we think it's important to have a union-led movement like this march was on December 20th with the AFL-CIO.
I live in New Richmond, Wisconsin, and it's like really interesting because it's full of like not really colored kids, so they don't really have to worry about like ICE and stuff like that.
The first reason is because of brass solidarity, and that my husband Andy plays in, and they're an activist brass band started after George Floyd's murder, play every Monday in George Floyd Square, and they bring joy into a space of activism and model what it means to come together and to collaborate towards forging community. So that's a kind of first thing that gets me out here, but the second thing is just the belief that safety and community should never involve murder. It's pretty simple.
I don't want it going down this path anymore, so I'm here to fight for what's right.
I've got so many people in my life that I deeply love, and I've seen the changes in them since ICE got into our city. I see the weight and burden that they've been affected by, the pain in their eyes. I know these people, I love these people. They are citizens, and there are people over papers. We need to change the way that we view people in the world, and we need to just have more love all the time.
We are teachers in the community, and we have seen how it directly impacts our students and families and our community as a whole, and so we're just here to show up and support.
Stand up, fight back. This isn't okay. ICE needs to get out.
We're in the middle of a fascist takeover, and I think ICE is developing as the secret police of Trump, and I'm terrified, and I feel like I'm just looking for anything I can do to fight against it.
The city is home to me. It's been very good to me. There's people here that I love,
and I think I'm mostly out here today, and I've been out for years protesting, is I think we need to discuss the social contract that our government is failing. We keep getting hurt by people that are supposed to be protecting us, but they're not. And they're stomping all over us. A lot of us are miserable. A lot of us are unhappy. We need to reflect on what makes us America.
Just want to say, fuck ICE for coming into our community, taking fucking people. Just fucking get out of here, dude.
We're here in protest of ICE and all the murdering and taking of people. It's inhumane and unjust.
Minneapolis, Minnesota is a really good place, and it's a good place to be, and it's a place of community, and it's a place that was safer for refuge, and that's why they're targeting Minneapolis and Minnesota, and we need to keep it that way.
These children, they deserve childhood. They deserve a chance to grow and play and live.
My kids go to Bancroft, and ICE is outside of Bancroft the other day, you know, waiting for families to come out so they could arrest them. Children don't deserve that. School should be a safe place.
We have terrorists invading our neighborhood, shooting people in the face for protesting peacefully against an occupation of our national government against our state.
The lack of humanity and the lack of just decency that you see the way that ICE is treating people, and people are just not having it, and that's why we're here.
We want freedom. Freedom, you know, that'd be nice to have freedom. Not have a bunch of people wandering around with automatic weapons that clearly are not organized or trained well, and
not have a bunch of people who are in fatigues and wanting to play soldier like in our city. This is where people live. This is our community. It's not a war zone. It's not a training ground for the feds. This is our community.
I'm here today with Veterans for Peace and About Face, Veterans Against the War, standing against this occupation, standing against the attacks on our neighbors. We're all in this together. And the occupation that has harmed our world and this land, where no one is illegal, is hurting us all. Standing against imperialism, colonialism, fascism, and ICE in our streets terrorizing our neighbors. When one person is terrorized, we all are.
The way in which ICE is, brutalizing our community and doing so in an unlawful way, and really making it painful for a lot of my neighbors to get on with their lives. Things are difficult enough without, a police state coming down on you.
Powderhorn resident, and I love my state. I love what they represent. We are filled with united and many different cultures here. And so all I'm saying is that unite, 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 because that's all we have. We have love. So why hate? Let's get the haters out of our state, out of our country, and let's reunite.
When injustice becomes law, resistance becomes duty. And it's just not okay what's happening. And people shouldn't live in fear. We don't want ICE here.